Current Affairs August 11, 2018. 1. Michelle Bachelet, former Chilean president appointed UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. Former Chilean President Michelle Bachelet, 66, was appointed as next United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. She was nominated by UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and her appointment was approved by UN General Assembly. She will have 4-year term and shall replace Jordanian diplomat Zaid Ra'ad al-Hussein, served a single term, beginning in 2014. Bachelet most recently had served as President, First Women, of Chile, from 2014 to 2018 and 2006 to 2010. She was first Executive Director of UNWomen between 2010 and 2013. She has also served as Minister of Defense and Minister of Health in Chile. UN Human Rights High Commissioner. She is mandated to promote and protect the universal exercise and full realization of human rights, across the world, as established in UN Charter. She is also principal official who speaks out for human rights across whole UN system, strengthening human rights mechanisms, enhancing equality, fighting discrimination in all its forms, strengthening accountability and rule of law, widening democratic space and protecting most vulnerable from all forms of human rights abuse. The office was created in 1993. Bachelet will be overall 7th High Commissioner since its creation. Her predecessor Zaid Ra'ad al-Hussein has been in office since September 1, 2014. His predecessors are, Jos Ayala Lasso, 1994–97, Mary Robinson, 1997–2002, Sergio Vieira de Mello, 2002–03, Louise Arbour, 2004–08, and Navi Pillay, 2008–14. 2. Operation Madad and Operation Sahayag launched to rescue people in flood-hit Kerala. Indian Navy has launched Operation Madad, major rescue and relief operation in flood-hit Kerala. Indian Army also has launched Operation Sahayag to rescue people in flood-hit Kerala. Both operations will support rescue and relief efforts of Civil Administration and National Disaster Relief Force, NDRF. Operation Madad. The operation was launched to assist state administration and undertake disaster relief operations due to unprecedented flooding in many parts of Kerala following incessant rainfall and release of excess water from Idukki and other dams. Under it, naval helicopters were also deployed for ferrying divers, power tools, axes, and relief material to flooded areas to augment ongoing relief operations. Moreover, 50-men contingent was also positioned at Naval Armament Depot, NAD, Alyava fully equipped for assistance in any kind of eventuality. In addition, Naval Hospital, INHS San Giovanni also rendered medical assistance as required. Naval personnel from Insven Duruthi also have set up community kitchen. Operation Sahayag. Indian Army has deployed its men and machinery into disaster relief and rescue operations at Kannur, Kozhikode, Wayanad, and Idukki after incessant rain and landslides hit various northern districts of the state. Karnataka and Kerala sub-area headquartered at Bangalore was controlling the Operation Sahayag in Kerala. It has deployed total of 8 columns of army personnel in various parts of Kerala in which 2 columns were exclusively kept for worst-hit Idukki district. In addition, 80 army personnel from Madras Regiment were deployed for ongoing rescue and relief operation for tourists at Palivasal and Idukki. The army constructed temporary bridges for the evacuations of the stranded people from the isolated villages. 3. Index of Industrial Production, IIP, Industrial Output records 5-month high growth of 7% in June 2018. According to data released by Central Statistics Office, XO, factory output measured in terms of Index of Industrial Production, IIP, had 7% in June 2018, 5-month high. This was on account of higher output in mining, manufacturing, and power generation segments. Moreover, XO also revised IIP upwards for May 2018 at 3.9% from previous estimate of 3.2% estimated earlier. Key facts. The cumulative IIP growth for period April-June 2018 was 5.2% over corresponding period of previous year. The manufacturing sector in June 2018 grew by 6.9%, as against decline of 0.7% in the year-ago month. Power generation segment grew by 8.5% in June against 2.1% growth year ago. The mining sector output recorded 6.6% growth in June against 0.1% in June 2017. Index of Industrial Production, IIP. IIP is composite indicator that measures short-term changes in volume of production of basket of industrial products during given period with respect to chosen base period. It is compiled and published monthly by Central Statistical Organization, CSO, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Base year. The CSO had revised the base year of the IIP from 2004-05 to 2011-12 in May 2017 to capture structural changes in economy and improves quality and representativeness of indices. The revised IIP, 2011-12, reflects changes in industrial sector and also aligns it with base year of other macroeconomic indicators like Wholesale Price Index, WPI, and Gross Domestic Product, GDP. Sector-wise items and weightages, IIP covers 407 item groups. Sector-wise, the items included falls into 3 categories viz. Manufacturing, 405 items, mining, 1 items, and electricity, 1 item. The weights of the 3 sectors are 77.63%, 14.37%, 7.9% respectively. The revised combined weightage of 8 core industries in the IIP is 40.27%. 4. Parliament passes Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, Second Amendment, Bill, 2018. Parliament has passed Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, Amendment, Bill, 2018 to bring relief to home buyers and micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs. The bill replaces ordinance promulgated in this regard and amends Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, 2016. Key features of Bill. The bill recognizes home buyers as financial creditors in the real estate project and giving them due representation in the Committee of Creditors, COC, thus providing significant relief to home buyers. It will allow home buyers to invoke Section 7 of IBC, 2016 against errant developers. This will allow financial creditors to file applications seeking insolvency resolution process. As financial creditors, home buyers will be able to participate in decision-making process when developers are declared bankrupt under IBC, 2016. The bill also proposes to reduce minimum voting threshold for Committee of Creditors, COC, to 66%, from 75% for key decisions. Besides, the bill also benefits micro, small and medium enterprises, MSME, sector from IBC. It allows promoter of MSME to bid for their own enterprise undergoing the insolvency resolution process as long as they are not willful defaulters. Background. The IBC, 2016 provides time-bound process to resolution of insolvency among companies and individuals. Insolvency is situation where individual or company is unable to repay their outstanding debt. Government in November 2017 had set up Insolvency Law Committee to review IBC and identify issues in its implementation and suggest changes. The committee had made several recommendations such as exempting MSMEs from certain provisions of IBC, treating ALOTTEs under real estate project as financial creditors, reducing voting thresholds of Committee of Creditors, COC, among others. Subsequently, President had promulgated Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, Amendment, Ordinance, 2018 in June 2018 after approval of central government. 5. Lok Sabha passes Arbitration and Conciliation, Amendment, Bill, 2018. The Lok Sabha has passed Arbitration and Conciliation, Amendment, Bill, 2018 to help India become hub for domestic and global arbitration for settling commercial disputes. It seeks to amend the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, 1996 which contains provisions to deal with domestic and international arbitration and defines law for conducting conciliation proceedings. Salient features of Bill. Arbitration Council of India, ACI. The bill establishes ACI as an independent body for promotion of arbitration, mediation, conciliation, and other alternative dispute redressal mechanisms. It will frame policies for grading arbitral institutions and accrediting arbitrators, make policies for establishment, operation, and maintenance of uniform professional standards for all alternate dispute redressal matters and maintain depository of arbitral judgments, awards, made in India and abroad. Composition of ACI. It will consist of chairperson who is either judge of Supreme Court or judge of High Court or Chief Justice of High Court or eminent person with expert knowledge in conduct of arbitration. Its other members will include eminent arbitration practitioner, academician with experience in arbitration and government appointees. Appointment of arbitrators. The bill allows Supreme Court and High Courts to designate arbitral institutions, which parties can approach for appointment of arbitrators. For international commercial arbitration, appointments will be made by institution designated by Supreme Court. The institution designated by concerned High Court will make appointments for domestic arbitration appointments. In case there are no arbitral institutions available, then concerned High Court Chief Justice can maintain panel of arbitrators to perform functions of arbitral institutions. The application for appointment of arbitrator is required to be disposed of within 30 days. Relaxation of time limits. The bill proposed to remove time restriction for international commercial arbitrations. Earlier under the Parent Act, arbitral tribunals were required to make their award within period of 12 months for all arbitration proceedings. Completion of written submissions. The bill requires written claim and defense to claim in arbitration proceeding should be completed within 6 months of appointment of arbitrators. Currently, there is no time limit to file written submissions before an arbitral tribunal. Confidentiality of proceedings. The bill provides that all details of arbitration proceedings will be kept confidential except for the details of the arbitral award in certain circumstances. Disclosure of the arbitral award will only be made where it is necessary for implementing or enforcing the award. 6. IFFCO forays into food processing, forms JV with Spanish firm. Fertilizer major IFFCO has entered into joint venture with Congelados de Navarra to set up food processing plant at Ludhiana in Punjab with an investment of Rs 325 crore. With this joint venture, cooperative IFFCO for first time will foray into food processing sector. Congelados de Navarra company based in Spain is pioneer in quick frozen, IQF, technology. It is into processing of vegetables, fruits, herbs, and ready-made pre-cooked dishes. Key facts. In the JV, IFFCO will have 30% stake while Congelados de Navarra will have the remaining 70% stake. This company will invest about Rs 325 crore to set up greenfield food processing unit. The proposed plant will produce like potatoes, peas, and cauliflower from farmers and then process them for sale in domestic and exports market. IFFCO's foray into food processing business will benefit of farmers. It will also contribute in the government's goal to double farmers' income by 2022, he added. This new food processing facility will also generate 400 direct and 5,000 indirect local jobs in Punjab. Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited, IFFCO. IFFCO is large-scale fertilizer cooperative federation in India which is registered as multi-state cooperative society. It is one of India's biggest cooperative society which is wholly owned by Indian cooperatives. It was founded in 1967 with just 57 cooperatives and at present it has amalgamation of over 36,000 Indian cooperatives with diversified business interests ranging from general insurance to rural telecom apart from its core business of manufacturing and selling fertilizers. It is headquartered in New Delhi. 7. IMF forecasts 7.3% GDP growth for India in 2018-19 and 7.5% in 2019-20. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, in its report has projected India's GDP growth 7.3% in the 2018-19 fiscal and 7.5% in 2019-2020 on strengthening of investment and robust private consumption. India's near-term macroeconomic outlook for India is broadly favorable. Key highlights of IMF report. Headline inflation, it is projected to rise to 5.2% in fiscal year 2018-19, as demand conditions tighten, along with recent depreciation of rupee and higher oil prices, housing rent allowances and agricultural minimum support prices. But it has averaged 3.6% in fiscal year 2017-18 which 17-year low, reflecting low food prices on return to normal monsoon rainfall, agriculture sector reforms, subdued domestic demand and currency appreciation. Current account deficit, CAD, it is projected to widen further to 2.6% of GDP on rising oil prices and strong demand for imports. CAD will be offset by slight increase in remittances. Financial sector reforms, they have been undertaken to address twin balance sheet problems, as well as to revive bank credit and enhance efficiency of credit provision by accelerating cleanup of bank and corporate balance sheets. India's stability-oriented macroeconomic policies and progress on structural reforms are continuing to bear fruit. Way forward, continued fiscal consolidation is needed for India to lower elevated public debt levels, supported by simplifying and streamlining GST structure. Further, while important steps have been taken to improve recognition of non-performing assets, NPAs, and recapitalize public sector banks, PSBs, more needs to be done. Persistently high household inflation expectations and large general government fiscal deficits and debt are still key macroeconomic challenges. PSB reforms, large fraud in PSBs highlights financial sector weaknesses and underscores need for government to take further steps to improve PSB's governance and operations, including by considering more aggressive disinvestment. Economic risks. Domestic economic risks are tilted to downside and external side. Risks include further increase in international oil prices, tighter global financial conditions, retreat from cross-border integration including spillover risks from global trade conflict and rising regional geopolitical tensions. Domestic risks pertain to tax revenue shortfalls related to continued GST implementation issues and delays in addressing twin balance sheet problems and other structural reforms.